When you're falling, I'll be there above all.
Hello, world.
Woohoo! Still gotta wait for one more, though. So that's cool.
That does reverberate a lot. Holy crap.
Yep.
That's some good reverbs.
The thing is, on my end, that sounds like almost nothing. It's just the stand shaking must be through the actual microphone itself.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know I've had like some headphones in the past where like the sound from the earmuffs would actually transit back down the headset and into the microphone. I'm just like, what, really?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in this Turtle Beach. It's got a physical mute switch, but apparently even with that triggered, the microphone itself can still pick up sound that's coming through the headphones itself. So
Right.
I'm not happy.
It's more like it mutes it some, but it doesn't actually like turn off the transmission or anything.
The fact that it can even pick up sound through the headphones at all is like a little disappointing.
Yeah.
That's why I like my Corsair one. When I want to get up and do some stuff on this, because I'm wireless, I just flip the mic up, and I know it's turned off.
Yeah, I haven't had good luck with wireless, so.
Yeah.
I think Turtle Beach used to be the brand that I have, but now I have some sort of Logitech gamer headset thingy thing.
Hey, gamers!
I know, hey, gamers.
I got this for $60, and I have loved it. It has just been so good.
What do you have?
A Corsair.
Corsair. Yeah, I have a blue snowball mic that is really good, but I just don't have it hooked up.
Yeah. But
I think mine like cost $80, but like they're the only things that like settle on my ears and don't make them feel terrible after an hour.
Well, nobody's been complaining about a buzzing noise on my end, so I'm up to assume that hasn't been a big deal.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
You're pretty good.
No, apparently, because this is a line in, this isn't a USB. So I think it used to, at some point, used to pick up processor noise, but no one's complained about it. So
no, I haven't heard anything.
All right, and Fui, just for the record, I decided to go ahead and upgrade my sense first. It is now accurate.
Nice.
Don't just feel things. I go, I know where it is.
Yes.
Well, I moved the growth and insubstantiability into an array.
Okay.
And oh my god, all of a sudden you have points, right?
Points. Wow.
Not really, because I moved some of them around. I raised my awareness a little bit. Since it's a stat I use a lot.
Yeah. Like, I've had a lot of jokes with various campaigns that I've run that I love perception too much.
Yeah, I'm not happy with how perception is often used for everything. Like, it kind of bothers. Like, why do games even have like an investigation skill when it's never used for anything?
Yeah.
Well, I like how it was pointed out in one thing. Perception is for when you're just doing a quick look around. You know, you walk into a room and you do the quick scan. Investigation is, okay, I'm searching the room. I'm looking for traps, you know?
Well, investigation, I think, is supposed to be... I think investigation is supposed to be for clues. Like, you may see footprints, but you don't know what footprints mean unless you are a skilled investigator.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way, I would think it would actually work. But it's also the weird thing that always cracks me up about games where, for some reason, athletics and acrobatics are two different skills.
I can see that, honestly.
I think it's silly. It's like everybody think gymnastics is an athletic sport.
Yes, yeah, but it uses a completely different skill set.
Handlebars.
It does. So an acrobat is a terrible climber and jumper.
See,
yeah, it's a little weird.
To me, acrobatics is more about body control and balance.
Right. So acrobatics has nothing to do with climbing or jumping.
Yeah, outside of being a specialist, just being in good physical shape aren't like separate individual skills, really.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, like, I'm still harping on that of like,
Like,
so and no one thinks of an acrobat as a jumper. Like when they think of acrobats, they don't think of jumping.
all I gotta say is the swimming skill.
Yeah.
And as an actual like pro swimmer, it's like, yeah, no,
Yeah, and
just
that's
squish it.
yeah, and the swimming skill is never really gonna come up unless it's like specifically like a raging torrent, and
Well, the
even
game-
then you could probably use athletics.
There is no swimming skill. It is athletics.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like referencing like other games
Yeah.
that like, split it up like so
Well,
finely.
It was like D&D 3rd edition. The original
Yeah, that was ages ago though.
had
So.
hide was separate from move silently.
Mhm.
Second edition. Yeah, that was second. Definitely also.
That's
second.
third. But third still had it as two separate skills.
Hmm.
So no, but even in 5th edition, acrobatics is still different from athletics. Totally different. Which they just cling to that. It's a weird thing.
Yeah. Anyway. So, does everybody recall what was happening last week?
I think we told off God and then said we want to fight the devil. I think maybe.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that suffices.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
we had our preconceptions twisted around again.
What a twist!
I played a VR game.
Yow. So I believe you're back at the Rock as of right now.
Were they actually
Right,
like
and
a-
I think ultimately we're waiting on like some sort of signal or communication so Arsenal could go out and do tech work and stuff.
Yes.
And otherwise, I guess just doing other investigations in the meanwhile, if anything. Because I think the rest of the party found something interesting.
Oh, that's right. I've got to.
The
I
sticky
had a
goo.
bit. I had a bit of information about the flesh things.
Exactly.
Yes. And I believe you were able to figure out that the DNA came from multiple different people who have been reported missing.
Yes, and more importantly, there's at least one form that's intelligent enough to basically pass itself off as a near human and wanted to observe us fight. Because I found the peepholes in the cigarette smoke and all that sort of, or cigarette ashes and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So.
But everybody else was busy doing their own thing at the time I found out about that, so
Yeah.
I had to wait till next session, which is now.
And so, do you want to call a meeting about such a thing?
Informal.
Okay.
Not like because it's information. It's good for people to know. But it's not like, oh my god, the world's ending without this information, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess it'd be more like next morning, people getting up, eating breakfast in the central area kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right.
And also, you all do have lodgings in this like common area. It's up to you whether you want to sleep there or not. Well, except for Liberty, you'd be bunked in a different section of the base.
Oh, I don't stay in the base.
Okay. You'd go back to wherever you're living?
I do. Well, I'm actually immune to sleep.
So you just
So you just
prowl the
wander off
streets?
base, come back later.
Well, I volunteer at several animal shelters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, kind of unusually, well, maybe not unusually if you keep abreast of what's going on in South Cote Noire, one or two of the regular shelters you visit down there currently aren't open. There's a lot of unrest there right now. But most of the others that you regularly frequent are still open for business.
Wait, unrest?
Yes, there is some shit going down in Cote Noire right now.
There has been for like the last couple of days.
Oh, and as I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. Animal shelters have unrest.
No, like the areas that they are in
Okay, yeah, no,
currently like aren't safe.
sorry, that part I understood. Yeah, I know. But I'll deal.
Okay. So are you're just gonna steer clear of those areas?
No, but I'm superhero. I don't care. I mean, if people are in trouble, I'll actually help them. I actually like people.
Impossible.
Impossible.
I have a strong sense of empathy. It's one of my superpowers.
Okay, so if you were to go south into the section where this violence is occurring, there would be a steady flow of people, kind of like either driving out in what vehicles they have, or carrying like large bundles of belongings in a temporary exodus from the area.
Oh, wow. So, well, then I can't think they'd be running an animal shelter in an area that's being evacuated.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like any sort of official evacuation. Like the only municipal police you see are driving in the opposite direction towards where the fighting is.
Right. No, well, if people are evacuating animals, that's where I'd be. Like I said, I work at animal shelters.
Mm-hmm. So you're able to get to one of the shelters, and you can see that the staff are kind of overwhelmed trying to move all the animals that they have there.
There also has to be like animal control, otherwise there'll be like loose dogs and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll do what I can.
Okay. Well,
I follow orders.
Yeah. So you can spend a little bit of time getting some of the kind of larger, harder to transport animals into some rented vehicles. And of course, the people who normally run it are very thankful for you arriving because they are woefully understaffed, especially since a lot of the people kind of didn't show up, and they're, of course,
Animals do get short shrift, but all creatures are important.
Yes.
The only thing I can't do is drive. I'm a terrible driver.
Well, luckily, one or two of the other people have a driver's license, so they're able to get these trucks out. Yeah. And so every once in a while in the distance, you can actually like maybe a kilometer or so away from where you are, you can see like smoke above the horizon.
Sigh.
So there's some crap going down over there, but you don't seem to be in imminent danger where you are. Okay. And we're going to scrap, actually. Your phone all of a sudden starts blowing up. You're getting a ton of calls all at once.
That's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to be fine.
Darn robocallers.
So I can't pick up and hang up immediately.
I mean, you can, but on the caller
I'm not
ID...
gonna do that. Yeah, I have a caller ID. It just has a number on it. This is a Neo Nokia. I don't have names.
Oh, yeah, true.
But I will, struggle with it for a second, and I'll press the button with like my incisor on my tooth because it's a very small phone. It's like, hello?
Scrap, is that you? It's one of your contacts down from 355th Street.
Yes.
What? There's some serious shit going down. I don't know what just happened. I think something exploded.
What exploded? I mean,
I don't know. Something. It was like something crashed, or it was a bomb or something. I don't know. But there's like rubble all over the streets. We got people hurt out here.
Ah, Jesus. All right. Where? Just point me in the direction. Give me a ballpark.
South 355th, maybe like 127 south.
Listen, just help what you can. Stay safe. We're help's coming. Help's coming.
Okay.
And then just hang up the phone, and then like I'm on. Let's see, where would I be in the base? I don't eat. I was probably just hanging out on the roof.
Scruffy.
So, no, Scruffy does not clean the roof. I found a space that he does not clean.
The one space he doesn't clean. He cleans the tarmac.
Well, he can't. He has the lumbago problems. He can't reach. He can't make the pull up to get to the top of the roof. So he just
Yeah.
leaves it for the birds.
Yeah, true.
But
Okay.
I'm going to. I'm gonna start banging on doors in the common area. Just like get down there as fast as I can.
So all right, you're able to scurry down to the common room. Most of the people, it's now like fairly early in the morning. Most people are getting up.
Oh, good.
And yeah, who would be lodging at the base?
I would at this time because I was last talking with Dex about stuff.
Mm-hmm. Firebrand, would you have gone back to your home or would you be lodging here?
I think I did some talking with Dex too, but maybe I probably just went home for the day.
Yeah. Okay, so you two would definitely be there, probably having breakfast with Lucius.
So just be it just skidding along the whatever kind of floor this is, and he goes, "We got a problem.
What's up?
Everything's exploding apparently in Cote Noir. We need to go like yesterday."
Hit a kind of looking
Finish
for a
up your
minute
Fruit
and is like,
Loops. Like we got. There's things. People are calling me. People never call me.
I understand. Let's not go in blind. Hey, Epic, can you pull up anything new on the news and feeds about what's going on in that area right now?
Of course. And he's going to pull it up. And apparently, the fighting was kind of sporadic between the Ordris and the Children of Liberty has kind of spiraled out of control. After fighting increased, it did kind of increase the support for the. Well, it kind of increased the antagonism on both sides when they started, killing each other. So now there's a lot of people flowing in from other parts of the city to fight for one side or the other. They're cropping out of the woodwork.
Crap.
We fucking knew this would happen. Like,
Yeah.
this shit, you guys didn't trust me. Oh, this crap is being crazy. They're not gonna kill each other in the streets. Whoops, look at that. And he's already walking out the door. Oh, we're on the tarmac. Just, put on your big boy socks. We have shit to do.
I'll be up there in a minute. Epic, feed a general status report to Courier. Let him know what's going on and see if he's got any orders for us. I'm going to start putting the suit on.
Very well. And he's going to kind of send it to him. You almost immediately get one back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, he's putting you on a fairly long leash. He just wants you to try and contain the spread of violence.
So stop violence in general, not pick one side over the other.
Not necessarily.
All right. and so I also send a message out to where's Axiom? Was he in here?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. He's
yeah,
gone for the day. Sorry,
he's off on a. He was called away for a.
You get like his answering machine. It's like, boop boop. Hi, I'm out on a wizarding adventure. Please call back at your nearest convenience.
Yep.
He had to get his license renewed, so he had to go all the way back to America.
His wizard license.
Yeah, because he can't go to Hogwarts because that's the European branch. He's got to go to the American one.
Yeah.
All right, so okay, that wouldn't have done that. I'd send message out to, or actually call, because I know sending a message won't be reached until seen until like noon. Call Firebrand, try and get him up.
All right, Firebrand's just definitely going to answer, and he's down for it.
All right.
Nice.
Halfway through a cappuccino, and it's like, I can put this into my schedule.
I could just have this T-vote for later. TiVo's still a service that's definitely around.
It's actually a reboot. It fell apart back in the early 20YYs, and they brought it back because it was like nostalgia. So
Mystery funding from gold investors suddenly brought it back.
You're the only subscriber.
Jeez.
You pay $100,000 a year for it because you're funding the whole company. But hey,
Jeez.
Did we ever get Liberty's contact number?
I believe so.
If anything,
Yeah,
Career could.
I had to fill out a form when I signed up.
Yeah. So yeah, you do have her contact information.
Still haven't seen how she's done in a combat situation, but at least I can reach out to her. So yeah, you get a phone call from a unlisted number.
Someone calling on the phone in 2019? You'd think
Yeah.
you'd send a broadcast.
20XX. Come on, man.
Oh. Yeah, you'd think you'd send a text message. But I will answer it.
Liberty?
Hello.
Like you'd probably hear various animals squawking and barking in the background.
This is Liberty, right?
Yeah, we're doing an event. I'm a little busy at the moment. What can I help with?
It's Arsenal.
Oh,
There's stuff going down, riots in the streets, and they want us to try and calm it down. You free to help us, or?
I will ask how they're doing here now that we've been loading the animals to be evacuated.
Well, the shelter head's just like, well, with your help, I think we might be able to get out and get these fellas to a nice, safe secondary location.
They need me at the riot control. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Let me know where you. I'll get back on the phone. Where do you want me?
I've by now probably Epic's gotten a pretty decent layout of everything that's going on. I pick a spot, a meetup spot that's like on the fringe of it all that we can try and work out from there. Especially if there's some sort of like police command center or something like that.
I will rendezvous there.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a kind of a square block that's been turned into the kind of temporary headquarters for the police response.
Yeah.
And right now it appears that the municipal police does seem to be supporting the sides of the Orgis right now, but it's not official. They just kind of tend to beat down the Children of Liberty more.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there are maybe a couple of, well, more than a couple, maybe like a dozen blocks away from 355th Street, and they've bunkered down right now in a elevated parking lot.
My main point is to basically not go in and at least let them know we're there and what we're doing, so they don't think we're part of the problem.
Okay.
And if there's specific points where they say, yeah, this area could use heavy firepower, they're likely to know the location fastest.
Okay. So you all head over there?
Yep.
Okay, so due to convenience, you all arrive at about the same time.
Holy shit, this is incredible.
Have no fear, Firebrand's here.
Well, Firebrand makes sense because he does go like supersonic, but
I was flying up there for like 10 minutes waiting for everyone to get here, so I could dramatically land.
And when you arrive at the cordon, you can see inside there is it appears as if one of the maybe sergeants is speaking to a group of hulking looking individuals. You can't really make them out, they're pretty far back, but you can make a perception or investigation check to remember or identify them.
I'm well connected. I know I have free rolls to recognize anyone.
Oh yes. So
I am also all connected.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
those are well connected.
How are you well connected?
Well, because I'm 3,000 years old.
he's a social.
You know, that's the most sensible thing I've heard all day.
Yeah. So Liberty, you would know.
Yep.
That this is a group of this same earlier when you saw that guy jump off the train.
The
The
Mord-
superhero guy who was on the train earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
the Mordhouse combat suits.
Mm-hmm. They're known as
All
the
right.
HWAPs.
The WAPs.
The WAPs. There's maybe about 6 of them there, and it looks like they're getting some orders from the police sergeant.
Okay.
They're milling around there, and everybody else. Actually, I'd say it's a bit easier for Arsenal just because it's based off of this similar technology. You'd also recognize them as the HWAPs.
Yeah.
Okay. So Arsenal's the team leader, right?
It would appear so. It's like well, not official, but
I'm the team mascot at the very least.
I mean, I will literally turn to the rest of you and ask, who is the team leader?
I just kind of just pause, and it's like we don't really exactly have one. I
Depends on the
I let Firebrand do most of the social stuff because he's better than me, and then everybody looks to me for plans because I'm the smart one.
Well, I guess if you're my protege, then I guess that makes me the leader.
Well,
Yeah.
Arsenal, you're definitely the best connected in terms of technology and social media. So I'm going to ask you to hold on to my ID card.
All right.
Um,
I take their kid card, and this little compartment pops up open in the suit, and it gets slipped inside.
and I do apologize, but I will probably lose my phone at some point.
All right.
Wait, well, if you'll excuse me, I have to go meet a guy south of 355th. That's where they said all this shit was happening. So, I'm going to either go there by myself or I'm going to take you guys along. Either way, I don't have time to talk to police.
Sure.
We're only here long enough to let them know we're here so they don't think we're part of the problem and maybe get an idea where the hot spots are.
Perfect.
That's
I'm gonna
all right, they
hide
love
behind that crate over there because I don't think they need to see me right now.
That's fine. Trust me, I'm not looking forward to going over there myself right now, as you can't tell through the helmet, but I'm eyeing the murderous people. I go striding in.
Okay.
Yep, walking into.
I guess I follow Arsenal.
Okay. So you go in. One of the maybe constables there kind of hesitates. He looks like he might try and stop you, but one of the guys inside goes like, city's stalwart defenders here at last. And he's gonna gesture you over.
How's it going, officer? What can we do here? What's going on?
Well, as I'm sure you've seen on the news, this situation's gotten a bit hot as of late. The Ordrists and Children of Liberty are at each other's throats, and in some places, tearing them out. It's not looking pretty for everybody caught in the crossfire, and we want to try and get as many people out as possible, and then try and pacify the situation.
That's pretty similar to the orders we have coming down from the higher-ups in Task. We were basically told to pacify and help out as much as we can.
Indeed,
I heard there were a lot of explosions involved. Are there a lot of fires going on? How much?
It appears as if the Children of Liberty are armed with some sort of explosive weaponry that they're using on Ordrist positions in the south of the city here and here, and he taps 2 locations. There was also some sort of siege of a train station right here in an Ordrist enclave. And over here, there was recently a large explosion near 355th Street, and we still got boys trying to investigate that, but they can't get close.
Why can't they get close?
A lot of the area is on fire.
Oh, well, if there's people in danger in a building on fire,
Kind of sounds like a job for me. I think I should head out that direction as quickly as possible.
Very well.
Arsenal, if you need help anywhere, go ahead and call in, and I'll fly over there immediately.
Oh, one more thing.
I figured all 4. Well, let me respond. I figured all 4 of us would go there because they might need some pacification in the area while you're rescuing, and then back to the sergeant.
Yeah.
What he was saying.
Yeah. So he's gonna say, oh, and also if you're gonna be cooperating so well, would you mind wearing some of these? And he holds out like a couple of button cameras. He's like, it would help to have some eyes on the ground.
I do.
Well, sure. I'll go ahead and point it at my face first. Hello.
I do a quick scan of it, make sure it's just standard tech. Nothing's,
It is basic standard tech.
Okay.
I will strap on the button camera.
Okay.
I attach one and grab one for scrap. One of the
Probably
things
need to create a brand new sash just to put it on because of
one of the things, since we're there and somewhat near those WAP people, I am kind of scanning their frequencies to see if they're paying attention to us or communicating back out.
Can't you jam their systems?
No, I don't have that, but I do have radio senses, so
okay, so you can follow that. All right, well that's good.
Yeah. So there is some low-level chatter. Mostly they're just kind of talking about what their game plan is. Looks like they're going to the south area to provide direct fire support with the police.
Okay.
And from what you can gather, they've been contracted out as, once again, extra firepower by the police because they need to contain it more in this location.
Yeah, so they're 100% focused on the operation and not the fact that I just showed up.
Yeah, like maybe one or two look over, but these guys don't seem like they were really involved in the ship incident. So
Okay.
they know of you. Like one was like, get a load of this guy.
Yeah.
Shame he's not on our list tonight. And like
All right.
one guy like cracks his knuckles, but they don't make any move to it too.
Yeah. All right, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have to worry about a backstab coming.
Mhm.
All right, so we've got that. We got the cameras. We head over to Scrap, hand him a camera, and say, "All right, let's go."
So I was like, what the hell is this?
It's a button cam. They just want it's to help them gather information as we go.
Right.
It's
Steph's gonna put it in his pocket.
standard tech. I've already checked it.
Put it in your
I hope
pocket.
it enjoys the view of lint.
All right, we go anyway. Says I know he's antsy to go help out.
Okay. So, you guys are able to make your way over. You go to 355th first, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you get closer, you can smell like this smoke coming. You can see a large plume coming out of an intersection by 355th. And you can see the light of the flames illuminating the bottom of this smoke plume as you approach. It does seem quite large.
Well, that's probably my cue to just dive straight into it while being fully immune from fire and smoke.
Probably.
And
So-
I'm going to look and see if there's anyone I need to save.
Okay, so as you look in there, you can see that are several large chunks of metal that have been scattered around that obviously aren't from these, scattered around the masonry, obviously not from part of these buildings.
Mhm.
But the one building that did look like it, that is currently the most on fire, looks like the direct target of the explosion. It looks like half the building may have collapsed, and the rubble is currently on fire. Make a perception check.
Oh boy. I'm so good.
Well, it's not overly difficult since you do have immunity to smoke, so it's not too much of a problem. You can see through the smoke that there are several. There's these windows are obviously very small. They're not really intended to be able to climb out of, but you can see several people kind of poking their heads out the windows, trying to gasp any clean lungfuls of air, as the people down below kind of stand there helplessly.
Okay. So I can definitely go over to their location and try to help them out. And you say, am I inside or outside from this? Or
You are outside at the moment. The collapsed section looks like there's a lot of debris blocking the way. You could probably lift and pull some of it away to get inside the building, but right now you are outside.
okay. But these guys are at a window.
Yes.
And that's at least fully clear itself.
Yes, the window's fully clear, but it's not quite large enough for them to get out.
Ah, okay. So I will go ahead and fly up to the window and try to wiggle in myself real quick.
Okay.
Hi there. How's it going? Come through.
So,
Suck in the gut.
make what exactly? There's no contortionist. And
Acrobatics.
Sure, whatever. Make an acrobatics check. All right, so you managed to kind of wriggle and squeeze into the window as a person kind of jumps back.
Ugh.
He's like, "Well, how did you do that?"
Oh, lots of training and a little too much soap this morning. All right.
You're
Ugh.
oiled up.
Feeling good. Oh, that luxurious Roman oil bath. People diss it historically, but it's great. Anyway, hi, how's it going? My name's Firebrand. I'm here to try to rescue you. This is a little too small for most people, as demonstrated.
Thanks. This guy's wearing a bathrobe. He's got what looks like a computer tower under one arm, and he's got a guinea pig in the other.
He's got his priorities in order.
Yep.
Don't you worry, I'll have you and your guinea pig out of here in a second. All right.
He's gonna like look down. And he's like, "You hear that, crackers? We're gonna live."
Okay.
Okay.
So, given that this is kind of a closed room, first thing I want to do is just kind of make a support column for what I'm probably about to do. So just something between the floor and ceiling, just stone, that's it.
All right.
Meant to hold it up. Easy enough. The second thing to do would be to try to melt a larger hole around the window to escape through.
Okay. So is your power accurate or precise?
Let's see. It is just weaken toughness, and it is only effects object. It is
Oh.
simply a bunch of heat trying to melt this thing.
Okay, well, roll for that effect.
Okay.
Okay. So DC 21, I believe that's enough for this wall. So you're able to melt a hole in the wall, and you can see the roof above you sag until it hits that column, but it seems to be supported.
Nice. All right. And I will just create a little bit of sand to just, soften the edges after
Yeah.
melting them.
So the sand kind of hardens a little bit, but not hot enough to turn it to glass.
All right. I'll go and look over and go, all right, you ready, buddy? And not wait for him to be ready. Go ahead and scoop him up in one arm and head out through the hole. Off we go. Woo!
All right.
I got the one strength to carry a man and his guinea pig.
Hell yeah. So
You gotta leave the tower behind.
no.
No. No, never.
It's like either take it with me or destroy it. So, as Firebrand's doing that, what is everybody else doing?
So I take it Firebrand can start fires but not put them out.
That is
No.
observably correct.
What about
Yes.
you, Arsenal? Do you have anything that puts out fires?
Unfortunately not. This is kind of more of a combat system.
Man. And Scrap?
Scrap kind of looks over at you and just jazz hands.
Me big punch.
No halon, foam grenades, water.
Give me a couple of hours, I could rig something up, but
I could go get a bottle of water.
You could probably like beat the shit out of a water main nearby.
I'm not sure if that would actually end up helping anything.
No.
Well, are there people trapped inside?
From you can see now that you're at the ground, the smoke's mostly above you. You can see that there are several people like leaning out of windows, but there are also a couple people down below who are trapped under rubble. It looks like people are trying to pull them out, but it's quite heavy.
We should move that rubble.
Get the fuck out of my way! And he's kind of just,
that's Scrap's job. Meanwhile, my job is Overwatch and making sure that none of these two fighting groups decide to come in here and make things worse.
Okay.
All right. Well, what do you want me to do then?
Honestly, whatever you can do, because I don't have an idea of what you can do.
Okay, so it's the Ortis versus.
The Children of Liberty.
If you think you're better helping find people and freeing them, go for that. If you want to.
Well, the intel says that one of them has an explosive weapon. Who do you, you're the technological expert. Can you identify from this carnage what it might be and who might have it?
I don't know. Can I make a tech roll and find out?
I would be happy to assist you.
Yes, you could make a tech roll or an investigation check, depending on what exactly you're looking for.
I'm looking for what kind of weapon it is.
Okay. So make a tech check.
Okay. Now, hold on. I get +5 to any roll to assist anyone else, so I actually have a 10.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is still not quite enough.
Okay.
I think it's enough to give you a +2, but you already have a 25, so who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I have team player, which is +5 to assist anybody.
Mm-hmm.
If I rolled like a 20, I could have given you like +5, but
Yeah.
who knows?
So
I defer to Arsenal.
Yes, and from what you can tell from your position above, it looks like this wasn't any sort of bomb. It looks like a directed explosion, like a rocket, or maybe make an investigation check.
All right.
I do give you a +5 to that.
Okay, So with you looking down there as well as tapping into Liberty's
I'm an insurance investigator.
Knowledge.
Liberty's button cam knowledge and advice.
Yeah.
You're able to pick out from bits and pieces on the ground as well as the general shape of the destroyed building.
Mhm.
Something crashed into it and exploded.
A vehicle of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
That would imply that if it was a vehicle that fell from the sky, it would have hit and skidded in an impact. That means that there's a vehicle somewhere here.
Well, that's what I was about to ask. Does it look like it was an aerial vehicle that hit or a land vehicle?
Well, you can see several pieces of metal that weren't from the building scattered around, and you can identify that those are some sort of air vehicle. They're too
Okay.
light to be a land vehicle.
All
And
right.
with that great investigation, you can also discern that it does have some Ordrist markings.
Mm.
So if it would have hit the ground, do you think it's buried under the rubble?
Well, what's the trail? I mean, is there a trail beyond the building, or is it just stop at the building?
It looks like there's a slight groove. Well, not slight, but a short groove that travels maybe like 10 feet through the street,
Mm-hmm.
and to which it hit the building.
Yeah. So
But most of it's buried under rubble, so it's not immediately obvious.
it's underneath the rubble somewhere.
I will go to the crash site and I will attempt to penetrate the rubble.
Okay. So are you trying to flow through the rubble?
That's what I will try first. I will revert to a protein liquid form and see if I can get to it. It might actually be airtight.
It
in
is
which case I
not
would not be
airtight.
able to. Oh, okay, that's good.
So as you flow through the cracks and crevices of this rubble,
There's a WTF behind you. Since this is the first time we've seen you do that.
Second
yeah.
time, if you
Second
went to go,
time.
if you went.
No, I
to
think Arsenal wasn't there for that.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. You flow through this rubble and masonry, and you do find what remains of some sort of crap. I know it's not called an airship, but it's not an airship or a helicopter. It's a future flying vehicle.
Aerodyne.
Aerodyne. And you can see what remains of one. It looks like it impacted the ground and exploded. So the top half and some of the sides have been completely annihilated, and you can see and buried under the compressed mass is what seems to be what remains of an Ordrist pilot.
Okay. Killed upon impact. I'm assuming this is military hardware and not commercial hardware.
It is military hardware, but not, well, since this is, the future and everything is quite corporate controlled, it's not illegal to own such a thing.
What I mean is in terms of quality, like commercial vehicles just explode on impact because you buy a new one, whereas military vehicles can take damage and stuff.
Yes, definitely.
Interesting. Okay, so the pilot is dead.
Yeah, it looks like he maybe died in the impact or maybe from the explosion.
How big is this vehicle? It's a single pilot vehicle?
It is a single pilot vehicle, but it did look like it had a space behind for some sort of cargo or passengers.
Where's the cargo?
It looks like the cargo is what exploded.
Wow. So it was carrying a volatile cargo, which then exploded. Crap. I'm assuming that the radio in this vehicle does not work.
No, it has been destroyed by the explosion.
Okay. Chemical exploded. Crap. I will have to go back up topside because I don't have a working radio.
All right.
Because I'm amorphous, but my radio is not.
Yes.
And I will pick back up the phone and report that information that I just saw. It looks like something volatile. I can't identify it immediately.
All right. So the question is whether or not that was a intentional ramming attack or if they were shot down.
I can't think of the intentional ramming attack. It's 20xdx. You do a drone. You wouldn't have a pilot that would suicide.
You haven't had much interaction with the Ordress, have you?
Sigh. That's all life is sacred.
To them, the greater good is more sacred than the individual.
It's still strange. It's really weird. So anyway, that's what I saw.
Yeah, thanks. neat trick in flowing around in there. You think you could do that to seek out anybody who might be trapped in there?
There was only one person there, and they are beyond help.
Well, I meant other sections under the rubble or rooms that might be cut off by the rubble.
I would be happy to do so.
Thank you. Be careful.
I start looking for people trapped.
Okay. So I'd say you can make an investigation to.
Yeah, because you can't see them.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Well,
I mean.
no, it's too important. I have to tap luck for this.
All right.
So luck is a reroll, right?
Yes.
All right.
All right. And so as you move around across this rubble, well, are you moving across or are you moving through it?
I'm an insurance investigator. First, I would look at the building and think, well, where would people be trapped? And and then if I don't see anyone obvious, I would then go underneath. I'm guessing these are modern buildings that most of them would be earthquake proof, and thus would collapse in certain ways to be compartmentalized, also to resist bomb attacks. And based on that information, I would start looking at the most obvious areas first.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it looks like most of the other building isn't in too great danger of collapse due to the design of the structure, but the parts that have crumbled quite severely. But you can pinpoint a couple of areas that would be most likely for people to A, shelter in the event of some sort of attack, or B,
well, there might actually be shelters for this kind of thing, but I just realized that the places I would actually want to look at first would be a place that was actually airtight, a place I couldn't get into, because that would be a place where people are suffocating.
Mm-hmm. But you can pinpoint a couple of likely areas, and walking along the top, you can actually hear like a kind of like muted like help coming down from below.
Okay, I will enter.
Okay, so as you kind of flow in, maybe 3 feet down from the surface, well, he's not really in a pocket. He's kind of being squished in from all sides. There's what seems to be an adult man and a adolescent boy that are kind of smushed together, and it looks like the father has his leg pinned by some sort of rebar chunk.
Is it dangerous to move them?
Make a medical check.
Yeah, where is medical?
It'd be treatment.
Yeah, medical or treatment.
Treatment,
Yeah.
there it is. Okay. I have to spend a luck point. It's a person.
Okay, so from what you know, it could be dangerous to move him at this point unless you can get that rebar off of him in a very subtle way.
I only rolled a 16. If a reroll would be too dangerous. So if that 16 doesn't cover removing the rebar, I'm going to have to go get help.
It does not. You don't know for certain.
Yep. Nope. I will go back up to the surface and report this location immediately.
All right. How much is on top of them?
Maybe about 3 feet of miscellaneous debris, including like support walls, ceilings, stuff like that.
Is scrap still in the lower section?
Scrap, like you look over, you can see Scrap, like I assume just chucking debris one way or the other.
The entire time, audibly swearing out the Ordress, making sure everyone knows that they're assholes.
Hey, Scrap,
I'm honestly surprised Scrap doesn't just like run in a straight line and all the rocks just move out of the way for him.
Oh, also, one other thing that you do notice is Scrap, as you're pulling through all that crap, you hear like this slap, 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 slap sound behind you getting closer.
I will pick up whatever biggest piece of chunk I can and spin around and kind of hold it with 2 hands and make it seem, or make whoever is running up understand that I can lift parts of buildings with my hands.
It's Scuba Steve.
Thank God, Scuba Steve. Can you help?
And like he's just gonna like, and he's gonna like jump on top of the rubble. He's gonna start pulling away as well.
You know what? We all come together in these times of crisis.
Yeah.
I'm
Scuba Steve lends what small help he can with his normal strength.
God bless you, Scoot.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll get right back to work.
Yeah. And as you're pulling away, Arsenal calls you up.
Well, I know how he is. I know he's not going to answer his phone, so I actually land next to him.
Okay.
I don't think I could. It's in my pocket. And there's a lot of fire.
Yeah, exactly. There's too much stuff going on. I know he wouldn't be too distracted. Scrap, is this stable for a couple minutes? We got a pair trapped up on the roof, and we need some strength up there.
Scrap looks at it. And he goes, "I'm not an engineer, so probably. Let's go."
All right.
Okay.
We head up to the
I
roof.
don't know how stability works.
Okay, so even though you do not need to breathe, the smoke is making it quite hard to see for anybody
Yeah.
who doesn't have any sort of smoke immunity.
I
don't.
have smoke immunity.
Oh, you don't. Wait, do you have to breathe?
No, I'm immune to like the breathing parts, but I can't see through it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
neither one of us can.
No, I have to breathe.
Oh, okay. So you make a fortitude check from spending so much time in this smoky environment.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I was worried about people smothering.
Yeah.
Where is fortitude?
Ooh,
I don't think that passes.
No. So you are actually fatigued right now.
Okay.
So you're kind of like staggering around now, coughing every once in a while.
Yeah. I will get out of the smoke.
Yeah. Clear your lungs a little bit. So Scrap, you're led by Arsenal up to a mound of debris.
Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to be careful because apparently there's a man and a boy down here, and the man has a piece of rebar stuck through his leg. But there's not much we can do about it until we can get the stuff cleared out of the way.
You all right?
So I start lifting the pieces I can out of the way and assisting Scrap where he needs leverage on things and such.
Okay. So you're, without too much trouble, you're able to get most of the large pieces off. But when you get closer, make a sleight of hand check.
Finally.
And I'm letting him take the lead on it. So
Okay, so as you get closer, you can actually see this man, what you assume to be his son, down below, and as they kind of like blink at the light and kind of breathe in fully for probably the first time in a little while, as you pull it out, but you can see the rebar kind of crushing his leg. But with that sleight of hand, you're able to bend it completely away and get it out of the way without causing him any more undue harm.
So he's free and we can take him out now?
Yes, but it looks like his legs have been broken in multiple places.
Yeah. All right.
Like, and he's gonna like kind of hold / usher the kid upwards first.
We get the kid out of there first, of course.
I'll take the kid. I go, I'll get this guy. Like, he's kind of like, oh wait, how big's the kid?
The kid's maybe like 6 or 7.
Okay, so I can tuck him under my arm.
Yeah, but the kid's gonna like resist you trying to get back to the dad.
Don't worry, we're gonna save your dad too, but he wants us to save you first. He'll be right behind you.
No time for crying. Like, I'm already pulling myself out of there.
Okay. So you're standing over the dad now at this point. Are you gonna help him up?
Yeah, as carefully as I can.
Okay, so he like kind of winces a little bit.
Yeah.
As you will not really get him to his feet. He cannot stand at all.
Yeah. I basically get behind him and under his arms is like, all right, just don't squirm, don't worry, we got you, and I slowly take off.
Wait, all right. I thought you had like full blast or nothing.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, like it's less intense, but it's still like a jet engine going off, but very slowly.
Yeah. Now, bear in mind, it's not like an actual like F-14 loud.
Yeah,
but...
yeah.
It's loud considering the size.
Yeah.
So you are able to get him out of there.
Mm-hmm. And more importantly, I figure I can basically have enough strength to go up, side slip over, and then slow descent down.
Yeah. And when you get to the slow descent down, you actually see outside the smoke that there are emergency services arriving with both firefighters and some paramedics.
I drift over in that direction with him.
Okay. And of course, as soon as you get down there, the kid's gonna try and struggle to get out Scrap's arms again when he sees the dad safely outside. Are you gonna let him go?
Oh yeah, I'll just drop him.
All right,
That's
he's
tough to do.
he's just gonna immediately sprint off in that direction.
Thanks, Scrap.
Yeah. And he goes back to the building where
Yeah.
he was working. Scuba Steve has been left unattended for about 5
Scuba
minutes.
Steve actually completely unearthed a person. You have no idea how. Seems like he got a lot more done when you weren't looking.
God damn it,
He
Scuba
dove in and swam out.
Yes.
Steve.
But it's concrete. He dove in.
He just dove in.
You see him like he just kind of like appears out of a rock, like the rock is made out of water. He's holding a guy. The guy's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Okay. So with your powers combined, it takes maybe about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, but you're able to get everyone you can find out of there as the emergency services are putting out the fire on the building.
Well, so during these 90 minutes, did the Ordress and Children of Liberty wander away?
It appears as if there isn't actually a lot of close combat going on nearby. This explosion was quite isolated, which was why it was notable. And although several Ordress are trickling in now on land vehicles.
Well, like when you say now, like after the 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
well,
and like as this is going on, like have you been telling anybody that an Ordress ship caused the explosion?
I've been yelling that the Ordress caused it. I don't know what did it, but I'm like, God damn Ordress, son of a bitch! Of course they cause nothing but problems. No one ever believes me, but fucking Ordress again. Just
Yeah. So as you going like that, a lot of survivors in standards by are going on, goddamn Ordress, goddamn, and they're
finally.
You're kind of riling up the crowd a little bit.
Good. Fuck these guys.
Okay. So the Ordress are now going to arrive. And they're going to kind of pile out their vans. It is primarily speakers and faithful, but there are 1 or 2 retainers you assume for protection.
I land and not threateningly close in front of them, but in front of them.
Okay.
So, what are you doing here?
We believed our ship was the one that, our ship's impact was the one that caused this situation. We hope to help.
All right, well, we've gotten most of the people out that we've been able to find. Fire's somewhat under control. Definitely took you a long time to get here.
Well, yes, apologies. We had to receive authorization from higher up.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's much for you to do here anymore. We've got it under control.
Very well. Well, we can at least attempt to extinguish what's left of the blaze. And he's gonna snap his fingers a couple of times, and 1 or 2 of the faithful are gonna start running up, and they're gonna help the firefighters with the blaze.
Do the firefighters look like they're willing to accept the help?
They kind of hesitate for a little bit, but they really can't afford to turn down any extra hands.
All right. Fine. You got anything you can tell us about exactly what that thing was carrying to cause this kind of explosion?
What it was carrying? I wasn't made privy to that information, but I can tell you that it was shot down by some sort of Children of Liberty device.
Mm-hmm. We talking a conventional weapon, energy weapon, any information beyond that?
He's gonna kind of scoff, and it's as if the children could come up with anything energy-based. No, it's going to be some sort of ballistic weapon.
Just because they don't invent it doesn't mean they can't use it. Still, good to know. We'll keep an eye out for it. And don't start anything here, please. We're under orders to break up any fights without taking sides.
That's up to the children. And he's gonna kind of.
I'm just giving you fair warning. I will give them the same fair warning if I come across them.
My job here is done. He's gonna flip his cape, tip his hat, and he's gonna walk away. Okay.
I let them work, but I also keep an eye on them to see like if they're trying super hard to get to the vehicle for anything important.
They do seem like they're moving in that general direction. The ones that are helping extinguish the blaze are, of course, doing that, but the other ones seem to be picking over the rubble in the place where the ship crashed.
Scrap is just down the block, like just throwing and catching, like, I don't know, half a boulder, just wondering good.